On the national news this hour from Bababagede Imo Television, first the headlines. Court orders EFCC to release former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. Appointing partisans, Rex will complicate INEC's credibility issues, Falano. Former LG chairman still receiving salary in Ondo due to Akeredolu's absence, PDP. Lagos Riverine Community decries alleged incursion, harassment, looting by police, land grabbers. Ondo community leader disowns sons over homosexuality. On sports, I picked Nigeria, not Sweden. I am Morire Shabila Lawa, the news in detail. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has been ordered to release former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, immediately or produce him in court November 6. The order was given by Justice Olukayode Adeniyi of an FCTI court on Thursday. Justice Adeniyi gave the order after hearing an ex parte motion marked M/122/2023. In a motion on notice with the number FCT/HC/CV/040/2023 filed by Emefiele. He was first detained by the Department of State Services (DSS) after he was sacked as CBN governor and later transferred to EFCC last week seeking his release. Emefiele, through his legal team, joined the federal government, Attorney General of the Federation, EFCC chairman, and the Anti-Corruption Commission as correspondents. In his ruling, the judge ordered the anti-graft agency to either release the plaintiff applicant unconditionally or, in the alternative, produce him before the court next Monday, when the motion on notice would be heard for his being admitted to bail. Emefiele was scheduled to be arraigned by the federal government before Justice Hamza Mohazu of the FCTI Court, Maitama, on August 17, alongside two others, Saadatu Ramadan Yaro and Company, April 16 Investment Limited. They were being arraigned on 20-count charge bordering on procurement fraud to the tune of 6.9 billion naira, conferment of advantage and conspiracy. The arraignment could, however, not hold due to the absence of Yaro, who was said to be sick, and the matter was adjourned on August 23. Due to the plea bargain Emefiele was said to be discussing with the federal government, the matter is yet to be heard today. Human rights lawyer Femi Falana says the problems the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) are facing in conducting credible elections would be complicated by the appointment of members of political parties as resident electoral officers. Falana, who was a guest on the television, was commenting on the newly appointed INEC recs confirmed by the Senate on Wednesday and Thursday, some of whom were alleged to be members of political parties. Successive regimes in Nigeria, Yar'Adua's regime, Jonathan's regimes, Buhari's regime, have all set up electoral reform committee or panels to make recommendations that will assist the government to have credible elections. In the case of President Tinubu, as a leader of the CAN, he set up a committee for electoral reforms to campaign for the implementation of the recommendations of the Uwais panel, and one of them is that we must have independent umpires in every material particular. You can't have a card-carrying member of a political party or a loyalist of a political party to be a resident electoral commissioner or a national commissioner. You complicate the problem for INEC to have credible elections, Falana said. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Ondo State on Thursday alleged that the former chairman of the 18 local government areas in the state are still collecting salaries after they have left office. According to PDP, the ex-chairman failed to hand over to the most senior council official in their respective councils after their tenure had expired in August. PDP made this claim in a statement released through the State Public Secretary of the PDP, Kennedy Perete. Kennedy noted that the chairman are still receiving salaries because of the absence of the state governor, Rotimi Akeredolu, who is still recuperating in Ibadan, Oyo State. The ugly development is simply because no new political helpsmen have been appointed by the governor, who has been battling with his health and there is no agreement between warring factions of the government as to how to fill these sensitive vacancies. The former council bosses also refused to hand over their official vehicles despite the dissolution of the councils by Lucky Aiyedatiwa during his tenure as an acting governor. The impunity orchestrated by Akeredolu and his collaborators on the people of Ondo State is unprecedented. PDP lamented over the absence of the state governor at President Bola Tinubu's meeting with the National Police Council in Abuja, which all governors or their deputies attended on Tuesday, saying neither has a state had any representation at the regular National Economic Council meeting in Abuja since Akeredolu fell ill. The residents of Lagos Riverine Community told journalists that since 27 October, peace had eluded the town and its market as it had allegedly been overrun by police and hoodlums. Some residents of Ibasa Ebi, a riverine community in Oriade Local Council Development Area, Lagos, on Thursday decried the invasion of the community by policemen and land grabbers. The resident told journalists that since 27 October, peace had eluded the town. Tajuddin Ibikole, the traditional ruler of Ibasa Ebi community, said he was sleeping in his house on 27 October when some police officers and hoodlums came to arrest him. They took me and some other residents to the police command in Onikon and locked us up inside a cell. I was released on Saturday with the help of Oba Afiz Oriyomishitu, the traditional ruler of Ijegun Egbaland, who came to bail some of us who were in the cell. When I got back on Saturday, I discovered that these hoodlums had taken over all axes of my community in Ijegun and were disturbing a peaceful atmosphere. They had blocked everywhere and were beating and harassing residents, claiming to have taken over the community. We are appealing to the government to intervene now because I cannot even access my palace now because of their presence, Mr. Ibikole said. Omolara Alebioshu, a resident of Ijegun Eba, said she was arrested with her 3 children in front of their house without any reason. A community leader in Ogbagi, Akoko, in Akoko Northwest Local Government Area of Ondo State, Chief Isaac Olarewaju Bolaride, has disowned his son, Bolaride Adedotu Emmanuel, for violating the culture and tradition of the town. Bolaride, from the Losu quarters of the community, said it is a sacrilege for any male child to engage in homosexuality, as his son has done. He said the action of his son had brought reproach to the family. In an affidavit deposed before Commission of Oath at the Court of Appeal Registry at Korea Judicial Division, Nigeria, Bolaride said his son Emmanuel, born on September 18, 1995, in Ogbagi, in Akoko Northwest Local Government, has brought ridicule to him, the church, and the community. The affidavit stated that Emmanuel's mother, Esther Jarrett, is also in support of the action taken by her husband. Bolaride told reporters that he took the difficult decision to disown his son because of the act of homosexuality, a taboo in his community, and that he had been warned and advised against such acts severally, which fell on deaf ears. He further disclosed that he was told by one of his brothers that sometime in 2019, Bolaride was nearly lynched by some aggrieved youths of the community when it was discovered that he had started luring other young men in the community into homosexuality. A married deputy officer, Visu Masini, has handed himself to the police after shooting and killing 4 women, including his girlfriend, in a flat at Goji Township in Israeli. Women for Change, in a post shared on Thursday, November 2nd, 2023, identified the victim as Nolala Twala, and also Lingwe Shawwe and Cynthia Shungwe. A 5th woman survived the shooting and is reported to be critical, receiving treatment at a hospital. Among the killed women were assisted to the deputy officer's girlfriend. The incident happened on Saturday night, October 28, 2023. It was gathered that the deputy officer was a regular visitor to his girlfriend's flat. On Saturday, he said to have arrived at the flat around 11 p.m. in the company of his friends, having been called by his girlfriend. It was gathered that the officer of the court visited his lover after spending some time at one of the popular bars in town. Upon arrival at the flat, according to resources, the deputy sheriff found his girlfriend with her sister and other friends enjoying themselves in the sitting room. It is believed that a conversation over infidelity claims have resulted in the deputy sheriff opening fire on all 5 occupants of the flat. It was gathered that 4 women died on the spot, while other one survived the shooting. The survivor was reportedly shot in the back and the bullet came through the stomach. Some security guards who were patrolling the area shared that they heard gunshots at around 11 p.m. The previous night, it was after the police officers had assessed the scene that they informed the tenant and the relative failed to contain their emotions when they saw the bodies being retrieved from the flat and loaded into a police van. A bus fully loaded with passengers belonging to a popular transport company was intercepted on Wednesday evening between Kogi and Enugu borders and the passengers kidnapped. The incident reportedly happened around Ete, a town some native of Enugu Ezekwe in Igboise, North Local Government and Kogi State. The driver loaded from Ebonyi State en route to Abuja when it happened. A brother of one of the kidnapped persons said, "She has been calling me since yesterday. She said they demanded 5 million naira. I don't know what to do. She asked me to be contacting our relative to save her." Investigations by correspondents shows that the captives had been asked to be contacting their relative to save them. About 3 of the passengers were said to have escaped during the attack, although their whereabouts remain unknown. A wife of one of the victims on condition of anonymity said, "I gathered that they left Ebonyi a little time. They got to Nsukka around 3 p.m. I saw that bus. It belongs to Bright Mass Transit. They might have been kidnapped around 6 p.m. My husband called me in the morning today and called again this evening. He was speaking English. I believe his calls are being monitored. I begged them to release him. I'm a nursing mother," says the wife of the victim. Operative of the Ogun State Police Command have arrested one Afolabi Taiwo in Abioro Community, Songo Adodota, local government area of the state. Information learned that the 23-year-old Afolabi was apprehended by the police with the assistance of the SOSAFE Corps after attempting to carry out a felony. Police spokesperson in Ogun, Omolola Odutola, said on Friday that the incident occurred on November 4, 2023, when Afolabi jumped into the compound of the complainant in Abioro, a street. Odutola stated that the complainant raised the alarm and drew the attention of neighbors, leading to Afolabi's arrest at the scene. During his subsequent interrogation, Afolabi confessed to being a member of outlawed Air Confraternity cult group. He confessed that he was initiated into the cult in 2020 in Ajah, Lagos State, Odutola explained. According to her, the disclosure is significant as it will allow the police to gather further intelligence and accelerate efforts to apprehend other members implicated by Afolabi's statement. She lauded a joint operation between the police and the SOSAFE Corps, which resulted in the arrest of Afolabi and for his alleged attempt to commit a felony. Odutola added that the suspect's arrest was one step in the ongoing fight against crime in Ogun. Finally, on sports. The first-choice goalkeeper of top division Sweden side, Värnamo, Jonathan Rashid, says his focus is on representing the senior national team of Nigeria and not Sweden. Born in Sweden to parents of Nigerian descent, the shortstopper is eligible for both countries, but he hasn't been capped at any level yet. He has, however, set a target for himself with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. 31-year-old Rashid is having a tremendous season in Sweden at a time when the senior national team of Nigeria is in crisis in the area of goalkeepers, with the Africa Cup of Nations set to begin next year. Rashid, however, refused to see himself as a solution to the issues of the team in goal. Rather, he said he only needs a chance to show his worth. That's not for me to say. I would be honored if I got the possibility to say that I would be a solution that I couldn't say. But if I got a chance, I would do everything in my power to make it as good as possible. He went further to alienate any fears of his dual nationality, hindering him from honoring an instant call up by confirming that he already has a Nigerian passport. With our sports story, we've come to the end of today's national news. Before we go, some headlines. Court orders EFCC to release former CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele. Appointing partisan regs will implicate INEC's credibility. Falana. Former LJ chairman still receiving salary in Ondo due to Akreolu's absence. PDP. Lagos riverine community decries alleged incursion, harassment, looting by police, land grabbers. Ondo community leader disowns sons over homosexuality. On sports, I picked Nigeria, not Sweden. For updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Babagbagede Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and function, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. Jumat Mufida. Have a wonderful time. I am Moriri Rabila Lawal.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.